when you and
Cheech
were doing the pot show,
Yeah.
were you really high or were you just acting like you were high?
Sometimes we were high, usually not.
Right.
Usually just acting.
Right.
Yeah, if you get too high, you can't.
No.
Because being stupid takes timing. You know.
That's right.
If you come in there too soon, oh, let me tell you, we were in New York first time,
Yeah.
and we had killed in L.A., but we never worked in New York. Well, New York is like a test. Because they're so far ahead of everybody.
Right.
So you go on stage and what they do, they test you. They won't laugh at anything to make you uncomfortable, to see how you're going to react.
Yeah, they're rough over there.
And so when they did it, Cheech and I, we were fighting before we got off the stage. And it was all about cocaine. We did a shot of cocaine. It ruined our show. And the good thing about it, we never did cocaine after that.
Nice.
Nothing.
Right on.
We were funnier without it.
And so you weren't high necessarily when you were acting. Do you smoke pot now?
Yep.
How long have you been smoking pot?
Oh, I'm 86. I started when I was 17.
Really?
Yep.
So you've been smoking pot since 17?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And why?
Because it's the healthiest thing. It's the healthiest high on the planet.
Oh, it is.
In fact, you want to communicate with God. God talks to us in so many different ways, and the pot it's even in the Bible. You know, where Moses talked to God appeared to Moses in the form of a burning bush.
Right.
That's the burning bush.
So that was pot?
That was the joint.
Oh, no wonder.
What's it, bush? and Moses talked. And what did Moses do?
Moses was high?
Moses was as high as can be, man. Moses was all man. See, when people say to me, who would you like to come back as, or who would you? Moses, that's my guy.
Really?
Because Moses was a real man. Moses, I mean, he wasn't just a spiritual entity. Moses was a guy.
So you're saying that the burning bush was pot?
Yep.
And so Moses went up into the mountain to talk with God, and he got high.
That's right. And he came down with the 10 Commandments.
Right.
Think about that.
But he didn't get into heaven.
No, he's physical. He was needed here.
But why did God let him into the promised land?
Why did he?
Why didn't he let him in?
Because he didn't need to be there.
Why not?
He was already in the promised land.
He was high?
When you're talking to God, you're in the promised land.
Amazing. So what is it like for you at 80? What, 87?
86.
86. Are you high now?
Probably. You get to an age where you can't tell. I swear to God, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and, have I got COVID? No. Oh, right, I took a gummy. That's right, okay. Then go back to sleep.
What the? And so you really believe Moses went up to the mountain, met with God, and the burning bush was pot?
That's right.
And he got high?
That's right.
Where'd you get that from?
The ground, where we get our pot from.
No, but where did you get that from, that Moses was high up in the mountain?
God.
God told you that?
God told me.
God told you that?
Yeah.
And God told you that?
I'll tell you, I was on stage. It was a weird stage, too. and my son, he heard me say it because that's the way comedians work, artists work. That's we get the inspiration. Inspiration is just God talking, telling you what to do.
But if you have God, why do you need pot?
Because that's how we communicate.
Oh, pot. But pot tends to lower your consciousness, and it makes you think that you're talking to God.
Oh no, that's what you think. Yeah, I mean that's what other people, when they're looking at you, I bet he's thinking, you know what I mean? They look at you, they don't know. See, you can't get inside people's head. You see, and that's with me because my relationship with God goes right to my very beginning. You know what? When I was a baby, when my mother had me in the Edmonton General Hospital, guess where they moved? They moved to a homestead, and we lived in a converted chicken coop, otherwise known as a manger.
Whoa. I remember chicken coops down in Alabama.
Yeah.
And so, what would happen if you didn't smoke, you think? If you didn't get high again, what do you think would happen to you?
Well, I went through that when I went to prison.
You went to prison?
Yeah, I was in prison for 9 months.
Really?
And I quit smoking a year before I went, and I stayed clean until a year after I got out. And so it's 3 years.
How was that for you?
I spent a year. Oh, it was great. It was great. But it was also great when I got to smoke the first joint again, man. It was like, wow, this is so good. But, oh, man. Yeah. But pot's different. As you get older, your relationship, it's not as abrupt as it used to be, because, I know the feeling in the body. And a lot of times, especially when you're communicating with God, when you're hearing God all the time, like I do, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant whether or not I'm high, because his words are so powerful.
Really? But so you're in prison for 3 years, you say?
No, I did 9 months.
Oh, 9 months.
But
okay.
I was on pre-trial probation.
Uh-huh.
And they drug test you all the time.
Oh.
See, I wanted to show the world, and I did, that pot is your choice. And if you don't want to smoke it, don't smoke it. There's no addictive quality. It's only mental quality.
You want to legalize pot, right?
It's legal, yeah, for sure.
But you want it legal all over the world,
yeah.
all over the country?
Yeah.
Really? And why do you want it to be legal all over the country?
More to stop the DUIs.
Oh.
Yeah,
Do you want other drugs to be legal too, or just pot?
Well, I only know about pot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know about the other drugs.
And you smoke pot every day?
I try to, yeah.
Really? So,